Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. Going live here on YouTube. We'll just say hey to Jimmy in the chat. Thanks for showing up. Hola to you. I've got Andrew Dalhouse here with me, colorist supreme on a bunch of books that you're big fans of. He colored Sea Dog and Codename Kill Switch, and he's colored a bunch of my stuff in the past. And the plan is, we haven't done this before, so this is a little bit of virgin ground for us, but the plan is I'm going to be penciling and inking Rogue, and Andrew's going to work on coloring the Storm half of the pinup that I already have. We got Rogue and Storm in the Savage Lands. Here, I'll switch over to, let's see how quick and easy I can switch. Stop sharing.
Mommy can't find her phone?
Add to stream. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. And I flatted. I'm probably one of the best flatters in comics, by far. So I flatted the Storm part of it for Andrew because pro colorists apparently too good to flat stuff for themselves, so they make the pencilers flat it for them.
Yes, we are.
I think the big first question is, like, since Storm's like throwing the lightning around, what kind of sky are we gonna go for?
There we go. A dark sky.
Do we want to do storms or do we want to do like daylight?
No, I might do daylight if she's throwing lightning, because the lightning won't.
It won't pop against the blue sky.
It won't pop. But yeah, it's not much contrast against.
Right. So you want a cloudy sky. That's kind of what I was thinking, but because that affects all the lighting on everything. Then whether you're doing a stormy background or a blue sky kind of background.
Yeah.
Do you notice the change I made to Storm's costume just because that's the kind of stuff I do?
No, I wasn't paying attention. What'd you do?
Boob window.
She never had that before?
No, that's the classic John Byrne X-Men costume, except I added the boob window.
Oh. See.
And it works perfectly. I can't believe Byrne didn't do it because he
would never know because X-Men change their costumes constantly.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not like cartoon characters.
But Byrne was like a total horn dog when it came to the ladies, kind of like I am. So I'm surprised he didn't throw the boob window in there himself. You didn't like my bright yellows? You never liked my yellows.
No. It's unnatural.
It's unnatural. What about my dinosaur? I tried to J. Scott Campbell stuff up a little bit, but like J. Scott Campbell has like this weird way of drawing dinosaurs. Like everything's super exaggerated on it.
I don't think I've ever seen him draw dinosaurs.
There's only a few things I could find. I looked at some of his Savage Land stuff. He did like a tri-piece, like 3 covers that linked together, and like his dinosaur was.
This file is huge.
Oops, you know I don't know how to say file.
13 by 20 at 600 DPI. Oh my God.
Please feel free to shrink that down.
No, then it won't line up with what you did.
Nah, we can. Well, mine will just be pencils and ink, so we can shrink and match it. Here, I'm gonna rough. I'll switch over to pencils and I'll rough in Rogue's body real quick while you're tinkering with. I had like all these great flat colors on there for you, and none of them are apparently good enough.
Not the one bit.
So let's see how easy this is to just switch back and forth. That's not too bad. And then I just have to click that, I guess. Yep. Okay, so sharing the pencils. So let's see here. Get some Rogue. Savage Land Rogue. I'm sure Jim Lee, when he drew that panel, like never imagined what like Savage Land Rogue was gonna like turn into her own like little thing. Like I'm surprised Marvel hasn't like kind of just done like, revisit like a popular character and just do like a Savage Land Rogue miniseries where
Like an alternate Earth version of Rogue.
Or anything like just even like in the the modern day storyline where like Rogue accidentally ends up in the Savage Lands again in like some ripped up costume, and she's like, "Oh, deja vu all over again," and and then have Frank Cho draw it. That would be
What she do with Kazar?
yeah, Frank Cho drawing Savage Land Rogue. That would be the bomb.
I would buy that.
I could go for some of that.
I would definitely buy that.
Well, and I mean, he drew that. What is it? That Shanna, the she devil, and oh, this is way too big. I'll just shrink it down after a little bit, though. He drew that Savage Land, like Wolverine and Shanna. Good lord, this is what I was wondering: is live drawing how tricky it's going to be for me, and I should do this on a different layer, anyways. We'll see how it goes. I have not live drawn on YouTube before, so this will be an experiment.
I shrunk it down. That was way too much.
So we were just talking, if anybody's in here. Jimmy's here. We were just talking about, were you thinking about the Ghostbusters trailer, the new Ghostbusters trailer that showed up online today. And I mean, I personally, I was blown away by it. I thought it looked awesome. It totally gave me like retro 80s and 90s style movie vibes, which, like, to me, like there's so many classics from that era, but it's like those movies are classics for a reason. Is because they kind of had this feel to them, and like
funny you said that because I got like a total Spielberg vibe.
Yeah, just like that whole like, I don't know, and like I like that it's set in a small town, and like the kids, like the boy and the girl, like they seem like perfectly cast to play Egon's. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna screw up the name, but Egon. And then, I mean, just the hint of the Bill Murray cameo. It's like, okay, this could be really, really good.
I mean, Ghost Joan does attack New York City.
What's that?
New York is not the only hellmouth in the world.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. Well, and like, to me, like the little flashes I got, it's definitely the portal to Zool from the first movie. Because you see one flash of a body crawling out of that hole, and it totally looks like that like sparkly chick that stands in the gateway.
Wasn't that Zool that was chasing Paul right out of the Walmart, the dog thing?
That was one of the dogs.
Yeah,
that's not Zool. Like there's
that's not Zool. Said that. Yeah, that was one of the dogs.
The gatekeeper and the keymaster are the two dogs.
Yeah,
and then Zool is the chick that's like all sparkly that looks like Dazzler and does all the flips.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling, I mean, spoiler warning for anybody who doesn't want to hear my theories.
Well, I guess there's a reason he sent them there. He knew that was a portal.
Yeah. Well, no, what I think it is that Egon like bought this land and like hid all this stuff, like because he hid it all under this house because he didn't want any, to get out again. And so like he hid like gateways and doorways.
Do you think he put the ghost containment unit there?
Well, she pulls a mini one right out of the floor, so I've got to sneak in. I mean, they established that all those ghosts were in something.
Yeah, because the cabbie ghost, that was the one that was in the diner. That original ghost where the guy went in the cab and the ghost turned around and looked at him and smiled. That's the one that was in the diner when the Paul Rudd said, it's like The Walking Dead. And that
exactly. So like, and I mean, it would make sense that like they're ghosts. It's not like they just kind of go away. Like the Ghostbusters didn't destroy ghosts; they just capture them.
They capture them, yeah. So the containment unit must be in that well.
Yeah,
that's on the property.
Which is like, I mean, as
one
a writer,
of those speculation videos that everyone hates.
Yeah. But as a writer, that's just good writing because you're like fully thinking out, like what would have happened? Where would this stuff have gone to? You know, to me, that's a more entertaining story than just, hey, let's get Melissa McCarthy and what's her face from Saturday Night Live. Oh, and then we got Chris Hemsworth too. Perfect.
Chris Hemsworth was really good in that movie.
What's that?
Hemsworth I did like funny. Chris Hemsworth in that movie.
Hemsworth was funny. Like Hemsworth, like people are missing out on like Taika Waititi figured it out and was like,
well, yeah, because he was the best part of that vacation movie they did with Ed Helms.
That's right. Yeah,
he was the best part of that movie. That's when I was like, "Where's Chris Hemsworth been hiding this comedy from?"
Yeah, he's got the comedic chops. He's as funny or funnier than Pratt. And I like Pratt. Pratt's pretty funny too.
Well, at least he figured it out before he became a senior like Leslie Nielsen. He was old before he figured out he was funny.
I know.
So no one even remembers his drama.
Oh, he did all those sci-fi movies in the 50s, and like he was like a serious, you know, not that the sci-fi movies were like super serious, but like he wasn't kidding around. Oops.
Well, I guess it was always funny because what did his gravestone? His gravestone had something funny on it.
Leslie Nielsen's did?
Yeah, he had them write some joke on it. You can look it up and see. I forgot what it was, but yeah.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
So he was always like a closet comedian, I guess.
Well, and like, yeah, I mean, his delivery, his deadpan delivery is class.
Yeah, I loved it. The best part of that Dracula Dead and Loving It was him.
Oh God, I don't even remember that one. Was that
I quote that one all the time when I used to live in in San Antonio. My neighbors had dogs that would bark. I would go outside. I'd be like, "Creatures of the night, shut up."
But was that one like it was because I mean, wasn't the George Hamilton one kind of a spoof too? The what was that vampire one?
I don't think it was a spoof like Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Oh, okay, and that was more like the airplane and police story or whatever kind of spoof.
Yeah, Mel Brooks directed it.
Oh, of course. Okay.
Yeah, that was awesome. So I've been watching that movie Jolt on Amazon Prime. We started watching it last night with Kate Beckinsale. It's pretty good so far.
Okay. Was it you that was telling me that her face is with the Botox?
No.
Oh, I saw somewhere online. It had to be somewhere online. Then I saw somebody say, what did Kate Beckinsale do to her face?
It does look weird. My wife did say something about it. She goes, "What's wrong with her face?" Yeah,
she went with the Botox, and
I don't know if it was like, because sometimes I remember on like the last couple seasons of Desperate Housewives, they put like a soft filter on all the women's faces.
Oh, so God, that's a dead giveaway.
I don't know if that's what they're doing, like
right.
Because I know sometimes they do that stuff to the actresses, especially since HD came in. They kind of soft filter their faces. Netflix doesn't care. They're like full 4K HD. Here you go.
You did it to your face. Now you got to live with it.
Yeah, Netflix doesn't care.
Oh, let's see here if that works. I'm approaching a little bit more. See, this is what I love about digital, is just to be able to take the figure and I can just kind of rotate and tweak when I don't get the pose that I want right away, instead of having to like redraw the whole upper torso. Oh, Alexander's in trouble.
Oh, you can hear that? Yeah. Because Brandy's at work, and I was like, "Oh, you can do bedtime. You'll miss them. You'll miss yelling at them. You can, keep your mom yelling muscles nice and loose."
Don't want to forget how to do
it. Yeah, keep them nice and loose.
Okay. trying to do this fast, but I'm still kind of taking way longer. I was going to try and just really blast through the sketch. She's going to have her little stick. Oop, not going that way though. I'm going to try be Jim Lee accurate. I even have the reference page up here. So yeah, there's the reference for Savage Land, Rogue.
Where?
I love that part of the storyline is that she's totally horning on to Magneto. Like Magneto.
I never read that story.
What's that?
I never read that story.
Oh, you're kidding, dude. Yeah, no. Like it is Claremont at his best because he's literally got like 3 different storylines of the X-Men going on. Like one's in the Savage Land, one's in Shi'ar space.
And what is it? What space?
In Shi'ar with the bird people like Deathbird and
Shi'ar space.
Yeah, that's all. It's Shiar, I think.
Oh, so it's not Shi'ar?
I don't know. Shi'ar, Travis Charis, Travis Charest, Mark Miller, Mark Millar. I don't know how to pronounce any of this comic book shit. We need a comic book book that spells out phonetically how to pronounce it. Is it Dark Seed or Dark Side?
Dark Side.
I know, but it's SEID. Like, why wouldn't you just say dark SIDE?
Because that doesn't look cool.
It's confusing though, because maybe it's dark seed. He's like the seed of darkness. I don't know. Anywho, what the hell was I talking about?
Savage Land Road. Trying to get with Magneto.
Oh yeah. So remember how Miss Marvel stole the Rogue's powers? Let's see. Is anybody?
Yeah.
Page 1's here. Dragon Rage cover, cough, cough. Arnold's voice at the end was cool.
What movie?
I don't know.
Oh,
we were talking about.
It wasn't Arnold. It was Dan Aykroyd. No, it was Dan Aykroyd. It was
no, it was
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray's voice.
Oh, and okay, you saw that working on it. I'm surprised nobody got that. But yeah, it's Miss Marvel and Rogue fighting in the Savage Lands. Magneto decides to save Rogue because he can only save one of them. So supposedly Miss Marvel dies, which of course she doesn't. But so then after that, like Magneto and Rogue have this like impromptu romance out of nowhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't he like awesome. 50 years older than her?
Oh, I know. Like, and like he's even like Jim Lee even drew him as like an older gentleman kind of. It was hilarious.
I guess because it's comics, but it never really occurred to me how old Magneto and Professor X were until I watched the first X-Men movie, and then I was like,
right.
Oh yeah, he was around during the Holocaust. Of course, yeah, he's like dirt old.
Yeah. You're running a class for young students, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it just never clicked in my head.
Well, and with Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, then it's like these dudes are geriatric.
Well, Ian McKellen looked older than Patrick Stewart did in that.
Oh yeah,
I guess because I grew up watching Patrick Stewart on the Next Gen.
I know, but Patrick Stewart has looked old since he was like 30.
Was that King Arthur movie he did? And even Dune. He was in the first. He was in the Dune movie.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. I haven't watched that one close enough.
He was bald then too.
Oh yeah, he's been bald forever.
I like that original Dune movie. I've watched it once a year.
Which one?
Since I was a kid. The original Dune. Frank.
With The Rock in it?
Dune.
Oh, Dune.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Doom.
No. Oh no, that Dune movie with Rock, I've watched it once and never watched it again.
The original Dune that's a freaking weird movie.
I liked it. I watch it at least once a year.
It's got Sting and
yeah, I love it.
Who's
Fade.
the guy from Twin Peaks that was the star?
Beautiful Fade. Kyle MacLachlan.
Kyle MacLachlan, yeah.
It was good. I love that movie.
I
love the soundtrack. The soundtrack is awesome.
I saw that movie in the theater, and it was weird.
I was too young.
I was too young too. Like I didn't get what was going on. I much prefer Flash Gordon.
I love that movie too.
I love that movie. I saw that movie in the theater, and I think I wanted to see it. My mom took me to it. I wanted to see it because it was sci-fi, and I thought it'd be like Star Wars. It was nothing like Star Wars, but in its own way, it was still like freaking awesome.
Well, I read something somewhere that George Lucas wanted the rights to that, and he couldn't get it, so he made Star Wars.
Oh, that would make sense. I wouldn't be surprised at all. That would totally make sense. I mean, that's a lot of how this stuff gets made. Is somebody wants to do their dream project, they can't do it, and they're like, "Oh, well, I'll just do my own version of it and call it something different." Yeah, that happens in comics all the time.
I love Flash. I used to watch that movie all the time.
Savior of the universe. See, I drew the lips too big again. I have to shrink her lips. Apparently, I've got a lip fetish.
I don't know. I just hope the movie still comes out Thanksgiving.
Doom?
To go see it. The Ghostbusters is supposed to come out Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it will. Like the theaters. It seems to me like every day the theaters are like, well, and I saw an article today where it said, what was it? It was like, because of the pandemic and because of pirating, it is showing the major studios that they need the theater because, like, basically, releasing it on the streaming, it's all getting pirated. So like Black Widow made like zero money its second weekend.
Yeah, but who's downloading pirated movies? I'm not doing that.
What's that?
I'm not downloading pirated anything.
Oh no, but no.
I'm more power to the people that have the balls to do it, but
no. But if you're 19 years old, you're pirating the shit out of everything. Like that's just happening. There's no getting around the fact that there's a bunch of like,
I had no idea. Like when Napster came out,
shit.
I didn't know Napster was like a bad thing until I started seeing the press, and I immediately stopped using it.
Oh, Napster.
Yes. The internet was new and stuff like that, so I had no idea about that. And once I found out, I immediately stopped. I was like, Metallica's suing everybody? Holy crap!
Yeah, Metallica jumped on that one.
Yeah. They're like, we don't care that we're multimillionaires. We work hard. This is our money. I'm really surprised that somebody bought Napster even after the whole lawsuit thing. That guy sold that company.
Somebody bought it?
Yeah.
What's even
I think maybe Walmart or Best Buy or something bought it.
Like the whole thing was it isn't anything unless you can like just steal stuff.
Pretty much. I don't know why people thought it would be like if they had handled it correctly, it could have been the first streaming service.
Yeah, like it
could have been a music
let me
streaming
explain
service.
To you why it's popular. Because they're stealing stuff and giving it away to people.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you can't have people using it to download shit, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, now you have to pay.
Yeah, it's like, guess what? You just lost 99 to 100% of your audience.
Yeah, because most of the people using it were kids, and they were not.
Oh yeah, and they don't care. I mean, when you're like a 13-year-old kid, you're not worried about stealing shit. You're just like, is it easy to get away with? Well, then I'm doing it.
The minimum wage was still low back then. It's still like $4 something an hour.
You can get $15 an hour at the McDonald's by my house right now.
No, I mean back when Napster was a thing.
No, I know.
Minimum wage was still low. So yeah, no one was going to start paying for it or paying whatever streaming costs were. Broadband was like $30 a month.
But let's see here. I'm gonna switch back to you, and we'll see what's happening with the colors. Oh, see, no, nothing there. I can switch back. Oh, that looks good. Oh yeah, I love the clouds. Yeah, the clouds are the way to go. Shadows and whatnot. Southern Cecil in the house. Hey, brother, what's going on? Yeah, I think the boob window is the way to go on her costume, though.
I would not have known the difference.
I was just looking at some old John Byrne Storm where she like tracked down this gang of youths in like this abandoned apartment building, and they're like druggies or whatever, and they're going to attack Storm, and one of them pulls a switchblade, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, like Power Man shows up, Luke Cage, and just like smashes the kid into the wall.
Oh gosh. Did they ever date?
No.
She never dated him? Oh.
No, I don't think so. Like, I mean, even like to me, even the Black Panther thing still seems kind of forced. It's like they never ran into each other that much.
Well, no, they said they dated when in her youth before she came to the States.
Oh, because she was from Africa, so of course they ran into each other.
Yeah, because all Black people know each other.
Yeah, see, I don't know, I suppose. Sweet looking Storm, thanks, Cecil.
It's comics. Everything is plausible.
Oh, it's possible. Just here's the ultimate double date: is Black Panther and Storm, and Namor and the Invisible Girl. No, I just love that a huge part of the Submariner storyline is that he's just always trying to steal Reed Richards' wife.
I know. I was like, I wouldn't go on that double date because Reed Richards would pop up crying out the window.
I know. It's like you're not really scared of Reed Richards. It's just it's going to get awkward. Who was the? Didn't they have a version of Reed Richards in Venture Brothers where he was just like really pathetic?
Yeah, he could actually be like a really dangerous person if he wanted to be a villain. Aside from his intellect, just like his power sets.
No, well, he could like smother you with his rubber.
Well, he could become thin. He could go inside you into your stomach and then just expand himself. Like
just go right in through your nose or something.
Yeah, if he wanted to be like, he could do some.
That's kind of gross. I always thought not Storm, Invisible Girl's power, like when she's fighting like the Hulk. I think she fought She-Hulk one time, and she like just formed an invisible bubble around her head and cut off her oxygen.
Yeah.
Boom, win. She could do that against the Hulk too.
I mean, she could create one of those internally inside of you.
Yeah. And
teleport your heart right out of your body. I mean,
realistically, like her power is just as good as any kind of telepathy. Plus, she can turn invisible, so it's like you'd never see her coming, and she'd just whack everybody. So, like in a way, she's probably one of the. If she wanted to be, she could be one of the deadliest Marvel villains heroes out there.
Yep.
So you do highlights that small? You just go in and just like noodle that stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Interesting.
Because it's like a leathery thing, so.
Yeah, just
when you step back, you see it.
More of a specific highlight type thing.
Huh? I do it at like the high points because the highlights show up at the high points.
Right,
so like
sure.
Here,
so on the knees there.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially on the like knee where it's bent, so like the leather is stretching across the kneecap.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. It just I didn't know you went in that specific with that, like with the capture tool like that.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to do it. And get like a nice sharp edge on it.
Yeah.
So that it shows up better.
Because I mean, you could capture that whole shape of her boot and just do little spots, but you're doing it so you got that more sharper edge instead of just like a little airbrush splash.
Yeah.
Okay. Storm. I suppose I should keep working on Rogue. I'm not going as fast as you. See, this is why colorists make more money than pencilers, because
I wish. And then we don't have the market for original art, so
like
we make less when you don't have original art. So
I've barely done a little bit of her face so far, and her chin is way too big, I'm noticing.
That's the good thing about being a penciler.
Her head is gigantic.
You guys have that secondary original art market, and it's grown. Now it's because a lot of guys do digital, so
like original
so
art.
now original art's worth more with everyone doing digital.
Original art is like anything pre 5-6 years ago is going to go way up because so many people are working digital now.
Yep.
So like there's going to be less and less original comic book art out there, and what there is going to become more and more classic. Like anything, like if you got Jim Lee or
because that becomes valuable.
Yep, all that stuff, old John Byrne stuff. Like if I was somebody with money who was looking for an investment, like comic book original art is going to go through the roof, especially with how popular all the Marvel movies are. I'm surprised.
I would get the modern. I would definitely get like the modern stuff because of so many people going digital.
Yeah, and the thing is like they're not. Disney is never going to stop making Marvel comic movies now. Like they know, like they haven't stopped making like princess movies or any other Disney, so they're just going to do more and more of this stuff as time.
They're going to do more of the newer storyline. So those guys, if I was working at Marvel, I would not be working digitally, considering how Marvel is translating like even the modern stories into movies, and those characters become popular. You have all the you can't sell it.
Yeah.
And no offense, I mean.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're like digital, like it way speeds up things and you hit your deadlines. But man, if you can sit on those pages for a while, like I've got some buddies who are drawing there, and if you can sit on some covers and there's Spider-Man, Captain America, those type of like characters that everybody knows, like just put it away, put it in your like if you got like a safety deposit box or something, just to keep you from being tempted to sell it, and sit on it for 5 years and see what that thing is worth. It's gonna explode in value, I think.
There'll be another spike in all that Wolverine stuff, like X-Men stuff, once the MCU does X-Men officially, like.
Yeah, once the MCU and the X-Men are in there officially, and Fantastic Four, like all the old, there's tons of old Kirby, Fantastic Four, old John Byrne Fantastic Four floating around. They're going to use those storylines in probably these upcoming phases. At some point, Galactus is going to show up, and like those original pages are just sitting out there floating around. Like that stuff is going to go through the roof.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't be working digitally if I was working for the big two.
No, you're just throwing away money if you're doing that. But God, I do love drawing digitally.
I'm sure it has its perks.
It is such a stress reliever. I mean, I spent 20 years, inking my own work, and just fearing the day that I dropped an ink blob on this face, or just not wanting to deal with that. And for most of that,
I know a lot of inkers, when they get their original art, the first thing they do is scan it in high res before they start inking it, in case that does happen.
Right. Well,
I know pencilers like Brett, he will scan every page before he sends it in, because Marvel has lost pages, or Marvel or FedEx or whatever lost a bunch of pages from the X-Men Unlimited book he did in the 90s.
I think that's pretty common to scan stuff in if you can.
Yeah, I mean, back then, what did he do? He said he was happy he had made some like Xerox copies of the pencils before he sent them. He hadn't scanned them. He made Xerox copies, so he sent those to Marvel, and they blew those up and had the inker ink from those Xerox
from the photocopies.
Xerox 8x10 copies of the book. Yeah.
No, that's just smart. Well, and then for the longest time, I had just one of those little rinky-dink scanners from like Walmart that did 8.5 by 11s. So like literally for 20 years, I would scan half my page in, and I would scan half the other page in, and then I would splice it together in Photoshop and like make sure that all the lines matched up.
I had to do that because that's how I used to get the art when I was before the people started sending stuff through the internet. They would send us stuff to the colors, and that's what I had to do. I had an 8x10 scanner, and I still had a day job. So I would take that, I'd sneak them into work, and scan them in while the boss wasn't looking.
Nice.
And put them on a zip drive and then splice them together when I got home.
I made Rogue's hair gigantic.
It is the 80s. Hairspray was a thing.
That's true. And it was probably humid in the Savage Land. I gotta imagine.
And she does have curly hair, so
she does have curly hair. So it's like Elaine when she goes to India on Seinfeld. Is that the episode where her hair goes? Or no, I'm thinking Courtney Cox when she goes to the Caribbean in Friends.
I liked Elaine. She was my favorite Seinfeld.
Oh yeah. Well, I love that she's in the Marvel Universe now.
Because it's basically Elaine.
Oh yeah. Like that
just Elaine with some power.
Yeah, that is a genius casting right there of getting Elaine Bennis as one of the new bad guys of the Marvel Universe. Totally makes sense.
I love it. The first mission of the Dark Avengers would be to take out Newman.
Newman could probably fit a role in the MCU. He probably wouldn't have made a terrible Dr. Octopus, or who else would have been good? He could have been the Blob.
Mole Man.
Yeah. Oh, he'd have been a good Mole Man.
Yeah,
Newman would have worked as Mole Man for sure.
He could still do it. I mean, Mole Man doesn't have to be a long-term villain. He could be a 5-minute villain.
No, yeah, he can pop in and out of there real quick.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
I think he could do it really well. Send Marvel a tweet.
Absolutely.
Newman as the Mole Man.
Newman as the Mole Man. Yeah, I think that.
I mean, it is New York. You could have Jerry and Kramer walk. I go Newman.
Just the light cameo of Jerry in the background. Well, Jerry would want to do Superman though.
I'm surprised he hasn't wormed his way into a Superman movie yet. What's that one senator that's in like every Batman movie?
Senator?
Yeah, there's a senator. He's a huge Batman fan. He's been in like every Batman movie.
I didn't know about him.
Yeah, he's in all the Christian Bale ones. He played a senator in Batman v Superman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when they had that hearing and Superman was in there with Holly Hunter, he was one of them.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's like one of my all-time. Like, I'm a huge Superman fan. I love Cavill, but the whole fact that freaking Goyer, like a major part of his plot was having a jar of piss. Like, it's like, what is wrong with you? Like, we're doing a Superman Batman story here, and you wrote like a major plot point to revolve around a jar of piss.
I still don't understand it.
No, it's
something about Southern tea or something tea.
It has nothing to do with anything other than like he thought that was so clever. Like he was patting himself on the back for like, oh, watch what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be, and it's like it's that classic Hollywood arrogance of like we're all just very special geniuses, and look at my wonderful idea, and it's like, no, dude, just get over yourself.
Well, my main thing with that scene was they killed Mercy, and Mercy's a character I've wanted them to get right forever, and they never get her right, or they treat her bad. And poor
Who was
Mercy, Lex Luthor's personal assistant. In the animated show, she was his chauffeur.
Oh, that's a character from the animated. You know the animated stuff way better than I do. So
yeah, Mercy was his chauffeur.
Oh,
and they have that great scene in World's Finest where Lex and the Joker are talking, and Mercy and Harley are in the background just fighting each other and going back and forth in the background while Lex and the Joker are talking. It was awesome. So they always do Mercy dirty.
Oh, that's
she's a character I want to see them do some justice to.
That's the thing is they're so short-sighted, and they waste these. I mean, I can get into Black Widow now of wasting characters, but it's so short-sighted. It's like these are awesome characters that like they're they deserve more than just like one or two little scenes and you throw them away.
That Taskmaster will be redeemed, just like they're going to redeem the Mandarin with the Ben Kingsley thing.
Well, the thing is, I can see an easy way for them to, redeem the Taskmaster. Either this girl's powers were given to her by DNA from somebody else who was.
Well, it's not powers. It was the suit she wore.
Oh,
it wasn't powers. It was a computer chip in her brain that was, and the suit was plugged into her brain and would download it. She was basically Prometheus from the DC universe.
Yeah. So I think there's definitely an easy way for them to bring in the real Taskmaster and just say that she was some, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, when I was watching that, when they did the big reveal, I was like, oh, she's Prometheus from DC.
Oh yeah, the fact that because like the Taskmaster had actual real powers.
Actually real powers, yeah. What she did was what Prometheus did. Was download the information into his suit. Yeah.
Because, that was just wasted potential. And, everybody's, Black Widow second weekend, didn't do good. Well, there's a reason why that happened.
Well, you don't have to repeat viewing of people going to the movie theater. If you have it on Disney Plus, you don't have to go. You're not going to buy it again the second week on Disney Plus. So you can watch it as much time as you want at home. Yeah. So, and usually second week is all the repeat viewers.
Yeah, and that's why the movie theaters are loving that this is happening because it's proving that you make more money. You make more money with the theatrical run first before you put it on streaming, because once it's on streaming, and that's where it's getting pirated from too. You can get.
But the thing with streaming it too is if it was in the movie theaters, so what did they? So they made $120 million. So Disney only gets what? Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, Disney only gets half of that money. With the money they made from Disney Plus, they keep all of that. So.
Yeah, but most Marvel movies, especially the summer ones, are going to have a theatrical run for more than a month.
Yeah.
So,
but they're still going to put this up for sale on DVD, and then they're still going to put it out for rental.
Yeah, but the thing is that's where they would have made the money that they made off of the Disney Plus, but they would have made more money off the front end in the theaters. They're losing probably a couple $100 million because it tanked so fast in the theaters, where Marvel movies usually last for a long time in the theater, or especially over the summer.
Yeah, but the longer they're in the theater, the less money Disney makes. Disney makes the most money in the first 2 weeks from the movie theaters.
I see what you're saying.
So, if they were losing money, they wouldn't have kept doing it.
So, yeah. Well,
that's the thing.
What'll be interesting is next year. How because Disney's gonna know exactly how these movies did. And so if it did good for Disney, it doesn't matter how much the theaters bitch. Disney's going to do what's best for Disney.
And especially in China, they only get 25% of that box office back. Yeah. So the Chinese numbers are really just to pad the books to make the movie look more successful, because they're not getting all that money back from China. So if a Disney movie, technically, if it makes $1 billion in the box office, they only collect maybe $600 million of that. Then minus production costs and advertisement costs. Then you minus $300 million from that for then you got to take out bonuses, and I can see where the Hollywood math comes in.
Hail Filter, didn't see you there right away. Thanks for stopping by.
But I mean, I'm not going to stop seeing movies in the theater. I just went and I saw Black Widow in the theater. I just went and saw Snake Eyes in the theater.
Yeah,
I'm vaccinated, so I'm going to the theater.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like, just my educated guess, I think they'll revert back to how things were pre-COVID.
Oh yeah, they will.
If they can. I don't think anybody's looking to just like I don't think. I mean,
Disney, look at Fast Five. Like the last couple of Fast and the Furious movies, they've made $1 billion.
Yeah.
But this last one didn't. It's only cracked $600 million so far. It's not going to hit $1 billion. So the box office, they can't totally blame Disney Plus because, I mean, those Fast movies were always guaranteed. The last two movies, $1 billion hits. And they weren't. So, I mean.
Why do you think this one didn't make as much?
I didn't go see it. It's the first Fast and the Furious movie I have not seen in the theater.
Do you think it's just because it's been too long? I don't know.
I think they started advertising it too close to when they were putting it out. So yeah. It's like when it came out, I was like, oh crap, it's out. I didn't even realize it was out. And it was too late. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think Black Widow did well because Black Widow has been on everyone's mind, and Disney had like Loki and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so it kept things fresh. Yeah, so people are looking forward to it.
Yeah, so. I think the Disney Plus TV shows definitely helped Black Widow kind of still stay current, even though people had seen the trailer like a year and a half ago.
It kept the excitement for it. Yeah, especially Falcon and Winter Soldier, knowing that. So yeah. And I think the Fast and the Furious didn't have that kind of built-in thing. Yeah, so
that could be.
I mean, and I wanted to see Snake Eyes.
What I am super looking forward to is Suicide Squad.
I am too.
Everything I've seen in Suicide Squad looks super fun, and like
I do want to see that in the theater. I might not. I might go see the theater.
I want to see John Cena play like a big patriotic asshole so bad. And the thing is like U.S. Agent showed up in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but he's playing it kind of straight, where Cena has got James Gunn writing the script for him, and like what was it, the beach full of dicks, and I would eat every one of those dicks. It's like.
Well, according to my wife,
this is going to be some funny ass shit. So
my wife watched the Diva show that was on E.
Oh right, yeah.
And according to her, John Cena is a dick. So.
Oh yeah, he is. He treated that Bella twin like crap.
That's what my wife said. I never watched it, but yeah, she does not like him because of that show.
Mm-hmm. I watched that show big time, and it was mostly about the Bellas.
Yeah, and about it. Yeah.
He strung that one Bella twin along forever. And now, granted, she could have made her own decision or whatever. John Cena didn't owe her anything, but yeah, he strung her along for a long time.
Well, apparently they broke up, and she already got pregnant, right? She already had a baby.
Yeah, she was ready to get her family going. That was obvious, and I think it was like one of the Dancing with the Stars guys, so at least it's a semi-celebrity. But and then the chick that Cena ended up with, the last time I seen him, like where they posted a picture with his new girlfriend, was like nothing to write home about. That's for sure. So he downgraded big time.
You're stupid.
What?
I don't know. I don't know what any of these people look like. I've never been a big John Cena fan.
Oh.
Plus, I stopped watching wrestling in the early 2000s.
You don't need to be a
So I don't even know who he is. I've never even watched him wrestle.
There we go. Oh, did I drop blue line on Rogue's face?
Okay, so I stopped watching wrestling even before The Rock left WWE.
Oh, see, that's where you're wrong. Wrestling is the bomb diggity, yo.
I used to watch it, but then I stopped.
I watch it sporadically, like if it's on, especially in the summertime, because there's not really any good sports on. Although
I'm too behind. I'm like 10 years behind. It's too many episodes to catch up on.
I'll explain. I'll spell it out for you, like who's good and who's bad, who to root for.
Yeah, but I'm behind on all the storylines. I'm surprised the Undertaker's still wrestling. He's going to be wrestling.
No, Undertaker, I think is retired. I think he's
finally.
I'm sure, like he'll do the occasional, like show up for collect a check, but I think actual wrestling, he's pretty much retired.
Is Hulk Hogan back into the WWE?
No, he just does the periodic. Like the older dudes will like do the periodic, like, hey, we'll give you a check, show up this weekend, walk around, and show up, but not actually wrestle anymore.
No, I was watching reruns of the Cleveland show, and they did a thing where Nature Boy Ric Flair has a company where he does like outdoor woodsy things, and I was like, I think I remember him, and I was like, I heard the name and automatically I went, woo! I think that's him, and then he showed up and he did. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I do remember.
Nature Boy.
Him and Jake the Snake Roberts. They had him and Jake the Snake Roberts. I loved those two guys.
Jake the Snake Roberts?
Yeah.
Why did you hate him?
Oh, was it him? No, it was Mr. Perfect.
Oh, Mr. Perfect, yeah.
I remember they did this one thing where he went bowling and he bowled a perfect game. He was like, because Mr. Perfect is perfect in everything. I'm like, oh, God. I was like a kid, so I didn't know how hard it is to pull a perfect bowling game, but I knew like that was full of crap.
Right. That's funny.
No, The Rock, you're watching Young Rock. That's an awesome. If you want like WWF old school feels, you watch that. Like Arnold, Andre the Giant on it is awesome.
Yep, you're the one who told me about it. I started watching it. It is really good. I just like there's a bazillion things that I'm behind on, and that's one of them that I want to watch more of.
Yeah, I wish they would do more Andre the Giant stories because I love the guy that plays Andre the Giant.
They cast everybody perfectly in that show. Like that's the most impressive thing is like all these guys, and then you look at them and it's like, oh wow, it looks kind of like them. It's awesome.
Iron Sheik is perfect.
Well, and I mean, a lot of these dudes are still around too, so
yeah,
I'm sure they love The Rock with all the success The Rock has had. I'm sure they love seeing themselves like portrayed in the show, kind of a nice little ego boost.
Yeah, like the Junkyard Dog. The only one I'm like iffy on is like Macho Man. I was like, he needs a better wig.
Oh,
his wig is kind of terrible, but
not working.
No.
It's just kind of crazy how successful The Rock has been because, like, literally, I think he's like getting more successful than like Schwarzenegger and Stallone were. And I mean, those guys were like some of the biggest movie stars ever.
Well, he has a personality, and easy to get along with. Like even with Stallone, he kind of had that standoffish, thing about him. Like most people wouldn't like walk up to him and feel like he would like chase them away.
I would say like because Arnold had the charisma, but he had that thick accent, which like he was so good, people just ignored it.
Yeah,
but like that's where The Rock and I think Schwarzenegger are the closest. Is they've got just such that charisma, that personality that people are just kind of drawn to.
Yeah, I think that Stallone doesn't really have that.
No, Stallone didn't have it that way. But like Stallone was maybe, I mean, like he wrote Rocky. He developed. I don't know if he wrote Rambo. I think he developed Rambo.
He wrote the later ones.
Yeah, but like he had like actual like talent as a writer.
Did he win an Academy Award for that Rocky script? I think he did.
Oh yeah, yep. So like that's where I would say Stallone had it over.
Maybe he should have focused on screenwriting.
Yeah, I don't think Schwarzenegger was. I don't think he wrote Predator.
No.
All right, let's switch back to you. I've probably been on me too long.
That's okay.
There we go. Let's see what's going on. Southern Cecil. When we got the screens up, it's hard to see the chat, Cecil and Filter. So sorry, I haven't seen what you guys are posting. Hail, fellow kids. LOL. Just keep it dry. LOL. Living the dream. What's up? Thank you guys for showing up tonight. Appreciate it. And I'm going to go full screen on Andrew's colors and see what's going on here. Oh, nice effects out of the eyes with Storm. I don't know. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. Oh, it won't let me in this. No, that looks awesome. Love it. Oh, I love what you did with the hair too. The little bluish gray highlights in there. That looks freaking awesome. Did you shrink her mouth?
No.
You told me you were gonna.
No.
I like girls with big fat lips. Rogue's got them too. Oh, that's looking awesome.
So we know what you like.
I like chicks. Drunk chicks.
You're stupid.
Drunk chicks are my favorite.
Well, you do live in a town where there's a lot of those in the wintertime.
They're in there in the summer too.
You always hear the stories from Minnesota in the winter of people getting drunk in the winter and passing out in the snow. It's insane. It's not like here in like Texas, people get drunk because there's nothing but bars here. And they go driving.
See,
in Minnesota, they get drunk and then they just walk.
No, we snowmobile.
Snowmobile.
Like you know where you don't run into cops? On snowmobile trails. I told you that story of my buddy who ran himself over with his own snowmobile. Right?
Oh my gosh! How do you do that?
He got one of his front skis stuck on like the root of a tree like branch on the trail, and so he was out front of his snowmobile pulling the ski loose, but then trying to gas it at the same time so it would pop loose. Well, it popped loose and he gassed it and he ran himself over.
Oh my gosh! What happened?
Oh, he's fine. Didn't feel a thing. He was drunk.
So is ice fishing as boring as it looks on TV?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't know how anybody fishes summer or winter. Like I can't stand fishing. Like my dad made me go fishing when I was a kid. I hate fishing.
I had a feeling there was going to be the reason is because of my dad.
Yeah, like I had to fish all the time. I hated fishing. I hated eating fish. I hate walleye. Like I hate walleye more than anything. You know what I found that I do love is ocean fish. I love swordfish and I love tuna out of the ocean.
I love snapper, but it's so expensive.
You cut that in big chunks and throw it on the grill like that. That's the bomb. Like I'll do that. I'll do. Oh, there we go.
If you keep doing these streams, people will learn that most everything you hate in life is my dad. My dad made me do this, so I hate this. Oh, his dad didn't force him to watch football because he loves football.
Oh, your dad made you watch football?
No, I'm saying your dad didn't force you to because you love football. So I know that's something he didn't force you to do.
No, like we watched a little bit of football when I was a kid, but like, and he liked football, but like he didn't watch like pro football. I love pro football. So.
I could tell because your dad didn't force you. So I know that was something your dad didn't force you to. Ask him about woodworking.
No, I love that you call it woodworking.
It's woodworking, isn't it?
Well,
whittling.
It was a sawmill.
Yeah, like no, but I brought up woodworking to you. I was watching this YouTube channel. This guy was wood carving. Like, oh, don't bring up wood to me.
No, this was literally cutting down trees and sawing them into logs and building log cabins.
So you don't watch those shows where those guys cut down trees, then?
Well, no, my dad got super excited. I showed him this TikTok video of this dude who was like I'm not sure what they're called. Like they go into the city and they take down tall trees in like the crowded neighborhoods and stuff. There's a name for it. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But this guy had to be 70, 80 feet up in the air on this skinny little tall pine tree. And like he was bringing it down 8 feet by 8 feet in the middle of like this busy like street with houses and cars all around. And you could tell how far up he was up in the air because the cars were tiny. And when he would like cut off an 8-foot length, and then flip it, he like got it to drop right where he wanted to. But like you could count the seconds as it dropped.
Oh.
So he was way, way, way up in the air.
What, did your dad own a sawmill or?
Yeah, we had a sawmill growing up. That's what I did on the weekends was work at the sawmill.
Oh, I didn't know he owned it. I thought maybe he just worked there.
No, worked at the sawmill, built the log house, cut down all the trees, chainsaw, sawdust, all that good stuff.
Sounds like fun.
It's more fun reading comics and drawing. Like to get me to do stuff that I hated, my dad would buy me comics after a while.
Oh, really? My mom would just say, do it.
Yeah. I must have got old enough where I was like, not gonna do it.
My mom would force us to do it, and then it comes to my kids, she's like, give them an incentive. Like, my only incentive was do it or I'll beat you. And then, but you're telling me to give my kids an incentive to do what they're supposed to do.
Sometimes a little ass whooping gets shit done.
It did back in the day.
Oh, yeah. All these millennial kids now complaining about stuff. It's like
that's
just
beyond millennials now. It's whatever.
Yeah. What is the next generation to be called?
The 20-somethings? I don't know.
Yeah. Hard to feel bad.
I know they used to say like Gen Zers didn't care about anything, and we were like, we don't give a shit generation. And now that I'm in my 40s, I realized they were right. Because most of the stuff going on in the world, I'm like, okay, I don't care.
Oh yeah, the less you pay attention, the better you're off. It's like part of the problem with social media is like everybody's paying too much attention to stuff. Like a lot of this shit just doesn't matter. It's not worth.
Oh yeah, like what we said if earlier, social media was around when Empire Strikes Back came out.
Well, yeah, it's like all the people that have been pissed about the spoilers.
I actually thought there should be. I actually thought a long time ago like someone should make a YouTube account and like fake rage about certain things in the past generations.
Yeah. Like I can't believe they killed. Like somebody was like, I saw somebody bitching on Twitter. And like, oh, can you imagine how you all would have been about like, oh, I can't believe they killed Han Solo, and oh, I can't believe what was the other one. And then somebody came on and was like, well, they didn't kill Han Solo, they just froze him. And it's like, yeah, but when you're like 10, you don't know that. You just
don't know.
Han Solo's dead.
Yeah, I know I was pissed off when Empire Strikes Back ended when I was a kid, though. I was so mad. I was like, that's it? What the hell? The story didn't finish. What's going on?
They're just standing on the ship looking out into space and Han Solo's just gone. What the fuck?
Well, it's not like they did you remember like when the James Bond movies would end, they were like, James Bond will return next summer or whatever. It's not like it did like Luke Skywalker will return in Return of the Jedi or nothing, just ended.
Yep, it ended. You didn't even know there was going to be a Return of the
Jedi. No,
you
didn't. That's what I'm saying. It just ended. So like, what the hell?
In the 80s, you didn't know movies were trilogies. they didn't tell you that ahead of time.
Yeah, so I could imagine what the internet was like.
Oh,
I had to just read your sci-fi magazines back then to get that information.
Well, and that was the thing is, like there were all those like Fangoria and like sci-fi magazines, and like I remember buying those things and just like going over them with a fine-tooth comb to find out what was happening in the next Star Wars movie, like is what's going on and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so, remember, just like with Wizard, you had to wait a month of what was going on in comics. There wasn't You just log on and get information right away.
That's what killed Wizard was the internet, basically.
Yeah.
It's like Newsarama and Bleeding Cool and Comic Books Resources. Like Wizard was just printing money there for a while before
I liked Wizard because they offered more than just articles.
It was fun. Wizard was fun.
I still have a ton of Wizard magazines in my garage.
I got all the old ones just sitting in a box downstairs too.
Yeah, I still have a ton of them.
Yep. It was a fun fan magazine. They did a good job with everything.
Yeah, when I was in art college, even people who didn't read comic books had Wizard magazine.
Oh, yeah.
They had good Bart Sears' tutorials in there and stuff.
Oh, yeah, yep. I remember the Bart Sears one. Some other artist that I really liked did one too. I remember Greg Land did one, and he showed the photographs that he was tracing.
No,
seriously, Greg Land, he showed the actor that he had picked out to play. This is when he was doing the cross-gen stuff, and yeah, it was seriously. He just showed some of the photographic references and stuff. I'm like, Greg, is this really what you want me to do? I mean, it was not some huge secret or anything that Greg traced a lot of stuff, but it was just funny seeing him use it in his tutorial for how to draw. Here's how you draw. You trace everything.
He must have started that when you went to CrossGen, because I don't remember when he did Nightwing and Birds.
When he did Nightwing, he was drawing Nightwing. Greg Land gets a lot of crap, but he was a good artist. But when he started out and doing Nightwing, he was drawing all that stuff. Greg Land can draw, but he discovered it's easier and he liked his style better or whatever. I'm just guessing here. When he started using a lot more photo reference, he's like, "Oh, look how good this looks when I use photo reference, as opposed to just freehand drawing it." And he started down that road, and then he kind of just never looked back.
Yeah.
But I mean, Greg Land did all right for himself. So whatever decisions he was making, I shouldn't be. I'm not judging.
I think the internet just talks crap about. Yeah, I think the internet just talks crap about him. Comic buyers don't care, or he wouldn't be getting work.
Oh, and people talking shit online. I mean, Greg Land's still working and doing, plenty of good comic book work.
I still like Greg Land's work.
Yeah.
I never stopped.
And the thing is there's a way to do that and make it look really good, and Greg's doing that. But it was just funny seeing a how to draw tutorial showing the photo references he used. And it's all right, well, okay, that's cool.
Well, when I was in art school, I think he came up because someone was talking about him, and they were like, "It's not really drawing if you're using references. You should draw from your head." And the teachers they were like, "No, you should use references." They go, "You think Michelangelo and all those guys painted those pictures out of their heads?" No, they used references. People sat down, and
every artist uses reference to some.
Well, you have to use reference. Your memory is not reliable. You can't rely on your memory for how things are supposed to go.
There's nothing wrong with using reference, and I mean, even there's just certain things I cannot draw, and the two things that I cannot draw well are cars and horses.
A lot of people have problem with cars.
Yeah, I can't draw a good looking car freehand to save my life, and the same with horses. The leg joints in horses just mess with my brain. So
as far as colors go, we have to use references.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're always using lighting references and figuring out getting a cool metallic look or something like that.
Yeah. When I first went to art school ruined the real world for me. Because I would go to movies and I was constantly looking at the world and how it was lit and the colors and how complementary colors are together. And because they were like, everything in nature is complementary. Nature does not have a flower that has two uncomplementary colors on it.
Oh, okay.
So you start looking at
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, you start looking at how movies are lit, and it will ruin you. It ruined me. You're like, I can't enjoy life. I keep thinking about all these things.
I keep looking at what the references are.
Yes, making mental notes of how things are, and it did. It ruined things for a while. It still does. I still watch TV and I can see like
Oh
the bad
yeah,
editing shot because the lighting will change from the left side or the right side of a person's face.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, bad editing. That's not how the lighting works. But yeah, it does. It ruins things for a while. I got a lot done in an hour.
Oh, where are we at? Oh, geez, yeah. We're I lost track of time.
Oh.
You let me know when you need to wrap it up, Andrew.
Yeah, a second.
Because yeah, we have been on for an hour already. I totally lost track. I only have half of Rogue's Herring.
Oh, you do?
Let's check back where you're at here. Yeah, man, that's looking awesome. Love it.
Cool. Storm in the Savage Land.
What's that?
With Storm in the Savage Land.
She wasn't, but I wanted to draw two chicks. Well, then I figured I could draw one chick, and then you'd have, you'd be able to color her, and then I could work on pencil and inking the other chick.
Kazar or Sheena or
I'm only drawing hot babes. I'm not drawing no dude in his little loincloth.
His loincloth?
Yeah. He's like Tarzan. Kazar. They've tried to do Kazar so many times, and he just hasn't really worked at Marvel. Is it Shanna, the she-wolf? Or
Sheena, the she-devil.
She-devil, that's what it is. Now, she's worked. Like, Frank Cho did that series with her, and that was awesome. But anything Frank Cho draws is awesome. I'm a big fan.
I wish he would go back to Zombie King. He did that one awesome issue. He never did any more Zombie King.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what he's working on now. I saw something semi-recent.
He's doing his own book for was it AWA or something called Girl Fight? I think the first issue just came
out. That's what I saw. It was the Girl Fight thing. And yeah, I think he looks for publishers that'll give him money to do what he wants to do, which, if that's a good gig, if he can get it.
Oh yeah.
He crowdfunded his art book, but he hasn't crowdfunded like an actual like written book yet, as far as I can tell.
No, he hasn't, yeah.
And I mean, his art book did well, but I think he had a lot of them done already.
I think he did like 3 of them.
Oh, has he done more now? I might have missed some of them.
Yeah, I have all of them.
Is it that Fleisch Publishing he keeps doing stuff with?
Yeah.
That's where I got my first one, yeah. And I mean, they're gorgeous, gorgeous books.
Yeah, I have them.
And I mean, those are probably easier to put together than like an actual like written story where you got to have, an idea and all of that stuff.
And one day when my kids stop destroying books, I'll put those out on the table. Right now, they destroy books.
Yeah, that's not what you want the kids playing with.
All right, we wrap this up and then we go in like 5 minutes. We can wind down.
Nope, that sounds good.
Yeah, saw that Snake Eyes movie. I was really looking forward to it. I was disappointed.
Which one?
Snake Eyes.
Yeah, that's right. You said Snake Eyes kind of was a big letdown, and I've seen people online kind of have the same. Well, and they're kind of grouping Snake Eyes and Black Widow together, where like Black Widow wasn't a bad movie. It's just, I think part of the main problem is it's hard to invest yourself in a movie where the main character is already dead. But
people have done movies like it's just like when you watch prequel movies and they put the heroes in situations that you're like, well, I know they're not going to die. It's like when you watch Smallville or something, and that was made it seem like Superman was going to die. We're like, he's not going to die. He becomes Superman. And let's move it on. We know the season it got renewed for 2 more seasons. It's the same thing. It didn't bother me.
Speaking of Superman, I haven't gotten to talk to you about this yet. Michael B. Jordan is it Val Zod?
I think they're doing too much. Yeah, I think they're hoping that people can. They're hoping people can differentiate between all of what they're doing with the multiverse right now.
I think fans know right away. Like the first thing I saw was people were stoked. Like people are not stoked about the J.J. Abrams.
Well, I don't think most people know about that. That's what I'm saying. It's going to create confusion in the general public because the general public doesn't really
Warner
know.
Brothers' problem. That's Warner Brothers' problem. Like they've been fucking up their DC universe the whole time. But what I'm saying is, I'm way more stoked to see a Michael B. Jordan produced Val Zod movie with, fingers crossed, him playing the main character. If he's not playing the main character, I'm less excited. But I'm way more excited about seeing something like that than the J.J. Abrams take on whatever they're trying to attempt.
I want him to be the new Black Panther, so let's hope he's not playing Val Zod.
Yeah, I know you got your theory on that, but I
know it's not going to be him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I think they can redeem him.
They could, but it'd be a little bit of a stretch.
I mean, they pretty much redeemed M'Baku. Like, he was a villain in the comic. He's not a villain in that movie.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'd like to see, like, my ideal casting, and this is my idea for, like, if you want to have a black Superman, obviously go get Michael B. Jordan. He'd be perfect casting. But my thought was, you started out with a regular Superman, Henry Cavill. You open up the multiverse. Henry Cavill Superman has to face off against a full-strength crime syndicate. And, like, you got some, like, big brute dude that's playing Ultraman, and crime syndicate totally kicks Henry Cavill's Superman ass. Like, just beats the shit out of him. And, like, he has to pick up the pieces. And then he realizes the only way he can beat him, if there's a multiverse, that means there's other Supermen out there. And so Henry Cavill goes and finds Michael B. Jordan's Val Zod, and they team up to go back and fight for the crime syndicate. Like that movie would make Warner Brothers, that would, like, bring them out of their slump, I think.
Yeah, but they'll never make that movie.
No, they won't, because they don't know a good idea if it slaps them in the face.
I don't see Crime Syndicate showing up anytime soon. If they do, it's not going to be like the comic book version.
No, they'll F it up. But Crime Syndicate would work so cool in the movies because, like, the casting, like, you could, like, cast, like, awesome characters as Owlman and Ultraman. Like, every character you could do, like, some weird different actor version that's similar but not the same to the actors you already got.
Oh, yeah, you could do some B-movie actors or some, like, those stunt actors that do those straight-to-video movies.
Imagine Frank Grillo. Frank Grillo is Ultraman. Like, he would be perfect.
Him as Owlman, yeah.
Yep. Like, that would be, like, perfect casting. But, no, they won't. They'll screw it up because that's what they do. Yeah. Maybe we should go with topless Rogue in the Savage Lands.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Here,
I'm Naked and Afraid.
I'm gonna switch back to you. We're coloring some tongue.
You ever watch Naked and Afraid?
Once in a while. It's not.
Yeah, the minute my butt looks like it, like. Because usually they get bit up with these bugs, and there's like 100 bug bites on their butt. Like, I'm tapping out. Nope, not doing that.
Like, I don't want to watch normal-looking people just sitting in the jungle naked. Yeah, getting just destroyed by bugs.
Oh, I watch it because it's something I will never do. And then I'm like, every time I watch it, I go, and there's no prize. They're not winning anything.
Yeah,
just bragging rights to say they did it.
Yeah. I want to watch, like, naked, hot, and comfortable. where it's like a competition between like a bunch
someone
of
on a beach sipping margaritas and pina coladas.
A bunch of 20-year-old girls at a nice resort.
It's called Love Island.
Yeah, exactly.
It comes on before Big Brother or after Big Brother.
Who's your favorite couple on Love Island this season?
I'm not watching.
What?
No. I'm watching The Bachelor.
Oh, yeah, I tapped out on The Bachelor.
We did too. We tapped out like 2 weeks ago.
You and I both know what we're looking forward to.
Bachelor in Paradise.
We're looking forward to one thing, and it's Bachelor in Paradise, baby.
Yeah. That's my wife only watches The Bachelor, so she knows who the characters are in Bachelor in Paradise.
I don't blame her, man. Like, no, Bachelor in Paradise. That's my go-to. I'm down for that in the summertime, man.
Yeah, especially what they're doing this year with all the comedic guest hosts and the musical hosts.
David Spade's going to be on there. I love David Spade, so that's going to be like a blast.
Yeah, I think what they say that Little John is going to be one of the hosts. And
Little John. Yeah. I hope. Who is the dude that got in a fight last season? And then not last season because they didn't have last season, but the season before. And he's a real smart ass. He's got kind of like this. He's a pretty boy. Like 2 seasons ago, he met the dye blonde chick that kind of looked like Gwen Stefani, and supposedly they were like, a match made in heaven. And then like 2 weeks later, of course, they broke up. Oh. You know which guy I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, I can't think of his name. I love that dude though because he was like a more sarcastic Ryan Reynolds.
I don't remember if I saw that. I don't know if I saw that last one.
And the thing is like some of the people get it. You're on there to be entertaining, and like this guy got it. So like he was always stirring shit up and talking trash.
Oh, in Bachelor in Paradise, yes, you're totally on there to be entertaining.
Yeah,
you're not there to meet the love of your life.
No,
that's to hang out and get filmed and get paid to be on vacation in Mexico.
Be entertaining, start some drama, get on as many chicks or guys as you can. Like, this is not high-end entertainment.
The last one I watched was with that one girl, Demi.
Oh, Demi knew how to work it too. Like
Demi, that was the last Bachelor in Paradise I watched. Yeah, with Demi.
Like Demi was good at pretending she was authentic, but she was such a phony.
And my wife told me she broke up with that girl.
Well, yeah, and then she had the lesbian girlfriend.
Yeah, but when she went home, she broke up with her.
Of course she did, because she needs to stay in the limelight. You don't stay in the limelight by having a serious relationship.
I like her Instagram name is not Demi Lovato or something like that.
Demi, speaking of tension, Demi. What is wrong? Dude, what is wrong with Demi Lovato?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's like that girl.
I saw that chick Lala was bashing her from
is that the
Lala from Vanderpump Rules?
Yeah. Isn't she like one of the basketball dudes' wives, I think?
No, she's married to some you're talking about Lala Anthony.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about Lala. This is a chick from that show Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, I never watched that one.
Yeah, she was bashing Demi Lovato.
Oh, well, it's easy to bash Demi Lovato. She brings a lot of it on herself.
Yeah, about her California sobriety, where she said,
"Oh God,
she's so sober, but she drinks on the weekends or something." And Lala was like, "That is not sobriety."
No, that's just delaying the inevitable. Well, like when she OD'd, wasn't she like busted in bed with like her drug dealer loser guy? And
she OD'd?
Yeah, she almost died.
Oh no, I thought her thing was just like a food thing. I didn't know she was.
No, she went into rehab and disappeared for like a year and a half, and it was because she like nearly died from ODing.
I don't know any. I can't even name. Like the first time I ever really set eyes on her was when she did Will and Grace last season. I didn't really know. I don't know any of her songs or anything.
No, she's one of those people that's always in the tabloids. So it's like you're checking out at the grocery store and you're like, oh, okay.
I missed the one that would be like aliens impregnated my dog. Was it the World News or whatever?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's really around anymore, unfortunately.
I missed those. I used to love reading those headlines.
Oh yeah, they're hilarious.
So I used to work at a supermarket, and I used to love reading those. Well, we'll see. American Horror Story. The trailer came out for the new season. It looks like aliens might be impregnating dogs.
Oh, that's one of the ones you like?
Oh, I love American Horror Story. Like, I think a new episode of that other one came out tonight. The one that's only on Hulu. The American Horror Stories. Like, each
Oh,
episode
okay.
is just like one, like short, just like one episode stories.
Okay.
But like a whole season thing, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them a little bit, but I've never really followed them real closely. One of my buddies loves those shows, and he's always
They
telling me
are
about them.
awesome. Love them. I was way behind, and then I just binged them on Netflix 1 year and just got caught up on all of them.
Oh, okay.
They're awesome. The Witches one, that's like the best season was the Witches.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of those ones really. Well, and you were
Freak
saying
Show was
that
good.
that
You would
horror
like them.
movie one on Netflix was really good too.
What, the Fear Street?
Yeah, that's the one you're telling me about. I
Yeah,
haven't.
Fear Street was really. But you say you don't like gore, and it's gore.
No, yeah, not a big fan of.
Yeah, Fear Street was awesome. All right, let me dip out.
Pull a pin on it here.
Yep.
Here, I'll show everybody the inks for Savage Land Rogue right there. Didn't quite get to her bottom yet. And then we'll switch over and take a look at Andrew's colors there. Is that showing up? Yep, everyone can see that. Maybe Keanu Reeves or Keanu Reeves for
Keanu
Owlman.
Reeves.
That would be cool casting. Keanu Reeves for Owlman in a crime syndicate.
That would actually work.
That would work big time. Like people would be down for that. An evil Keanu Reeves.
That would actually work really well.
That would work awesome, man. Like we might have just cast it right here. Oh, that looks. Can you zoom in on that? Yeah, that looks. Damn, we might have to sell this as prints on the con or something. That's looking like the bomb, yo.
Yeah,
Send me a low res JPEG afterwards so I can post it on Twitter, and a lot of people catch the show after the fact, so I'll post this up there so people can check it out.
Okay.
Well, hey man, Andrew, thanks a million for being on here tonight. I definitely appreciate it.
No problem.
I'll call you tomorrow and bug you about stuff that I haven't thought of yet.
I'm sure you will.
Mm-hmm. Here, let me minimize this and we'll just close out the show right now. Thanks for the chat for being here. Appreciate it, you guys. And I will see you online, and we're out. Thanks.